in the GEMS radio studios, new studios, and very spacious studios. And we are about to go into the Matthews Broadcasting experience, and we have a great show for you tonight. So get comfortable. We're going to be your 7 o'clock news and information place and your place of empowerment and enrichment. As we get going here in the broadcast, as we always do, once we welcome you, we remind you that you are a world changer. You were born a world changer. The Creator made you a world changer, but nothing changes until you do something. You take action. Many people think that you can just pray and it happens. I personally believe that God works with us. He has given us a mind, a spirit, and a body to carry out His will on earth. And so there's not a miracle in the Bible, the Quran, or in any other spiritual tradition where God does not act through human beings. So we get it done for Him, and He gives us all of the gifts that we need to make it happen. So you are a world changer. And so if you want this world change positively, it is up to all of us. As Michael Jackson once said, the man in the mirror indeed. We also remind you that it is important that in a world where we each have our own interests, where organizations have an interest, where people have an interest, that you make people feel respected and honored. This is particularly important at the time that we live in as what is now being called the age of Trump. And so as our great poet Maya Angelou taught all of us, people will forget what you said, they may forget what you did, but they will rarely forget how you made them feel. And so it's important that we take the time to do something to invest positive feelings in each other. I don't care whether you are the President of the United States, President of your own company, or just some humble individual in this country. It is important for us to have a peaceful community, for us to have an enriching community that we love and respect one another regardless of all of the other details. The third thing that we always do here is we remind ourselves that we need to build wealth, particularly in urban communities, because these communities are underinvested, and we can see by the nature of the infrastructure, we can see by the nature of the school systems, we could see by the nature and the high levels of poverty that more investment is needed. And so wealth is a necessity right now for all of us. So I'm hopeful and I'm prayerful that this administration will continue the policies of the former administration and continue to have careers and jobs created at a rate that will bring everybody's standard of living higher and higher and higher. Finally, while we need financial wealth, we also need what is called the fruit of the Spirit: faith, hope, and love. And as St. Matthew taught in his gospel, among these, love is the greatest. It is the essential psychological and spiritual component for a healthy world. We have got to have those positive feelings shared throughout. And so we remind you, Matthew's broadcast audience, money can solve our money problems, but it can't solve our human relations problems. It cannot solve our friendship problems. It cannot solve our educational problems. These are things that character and character alone can solve. So with those things said, we firmly contend that the vision that Dr. King dreamt about is insight, but all of us have a stake in making it happen. And so let's go ahead and make it happen. We are joined here in this first segment by Marichelle Alvarez, and she is joined in studio by one of her colleagues, a very important colleague. And your name is, sir?
My name is Sergio Pineda.
And Sergio is here to make sure that whatever Marichelle says that he agrees with, underscores, and co-signs on.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Her business is Citizens Mortgage. It is a company that celebrates celebrating its 40th year in existence.
30 years.
30 years. And it was started by her dad, who was listening to us via the internet in Hawaii, which is an awesome thing. And while we're on that subject, I want to say hi to my cousin Phaedra, who is the financial director for Amazon UK. She resides in London, England, and she listens to us every single week. So Faye, hello. And also my cousin Audrey Pereira, who lives in Barbados. Audrey also is listening to us on the internet as we stream live. So as we go into this segment, I'd like to ask my co-host, Lisa, if she would begin with the questions that we have for Sergio and Marichelle. And so, Lisa, this is a absolutely wonderful night, and I will take 50 degrees in February any day. And so I'll turn it over to you for whatever questions you may want to ask Marichelle.
All right. Well, welcome again.
Thank you.
I'm glad to have you. So tell us again, what is the name of your business?
The name of our company is Citizens Mortgage Corp, and we're located in Fair Lawn, New Jersey.
Very good, very good. And what is the unique value that your business brings to the community?
Well, we as a company are committed and dedicated to educate our clients and provide honest and personal attention. We believe that in educating our clients about the home buying process and providing options, they can make better informed decisions that is unique to their situation and goals. The mortgage industry is constantly changing, and we're always looking for innovative ways to expand product offerings to increase home ownership. Just last year, we were one of the first few independent mortgage companies to offer a 1% down payment option in the form of a conventional loan, as opposed to an FHA loan. This program is a conventional loan designed for buyers with strong credit scores who do not own any property, who want to save money on their down payment and maximize monthly discretionary income. We don't charge any upfront lender fees. We offer flexible after banking hours and promptly return phone calls and provide status updates within 48 hours. This gives you the peace of mind, flexibility, and convenience you want and deserve.
That's amazing. That sounds like a wonderful value. Mm-hmm. And it sounds very appropriate for the time and age that we're living in.
Yes.
That's amazing. Okay. All right. So who would be a perfect referral to you? Who is the audience that you're targeting?
Well, we specialize in first-time home buyers, so anyone that is looking to buy their first home. Now, our greatest referral partners are our past clients, realtor partners, and industry professionals who, by word of mouth, helped us to stay in business for almost 30 years. We will be celebrating our 30 years this coming May.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Over the years, yeah.
May the 16th, I came into the world. May the 19th.
Oh, happy birthday. So over the years, what I've learned is if I don't do whatever it takes to help my clients find the best mortgage possible, it will cost me dearly in lost goodwill, lost referral, and lost repeat business. That's why I'm committed to providing unbiased professional advice that is in your best interest.
Good.
And I have 2 referrals for you that we are going to share with you this evening. One we've already spoken about, but there is a second person, an electrician, who is
wonderful.
a member of our organization, who wants to refinance her home. Lenore Jenkins, if you're listening, I kept my promise. I'm a promise keeper. I told you I would share it with Marichelle on the air, and she is a contractor who does a lot of business with the Port Authority and with various public agencies. She has an electrical contracting business, and she wants to refinance her home.
Perfect.
So the first-time home buyers, tell us a little bit more about that.
Well, the first-time home buyers, most of them are very nervous or they don't know where to begin. So what we're doing is we're going to offer them 2 valuable gifts. The first is a home buyer success kit that includes 15 commonly and costly buyer mistakes. And the second gift is a free consultation. During this consultation, we'll determine your needs, whether you have credit challenges, low on funds for down payment, or just looking for guidance on where to start. Together, we can work on a plan to reach your goal. But prior to consultation, we do ask the clients to gather what I call the 1, 2, 3s, which is 1 month pay stubs, 2 years W-2, and federal tax returns, and 3 months bank statements. By having these documents prepared, it'll help me evaluate the best course of action to help them.
From start to finish in the process, when you have those documents, Marichelle, when typically does one of your first-time home buyers close?
Well, it depends. So we can close as quickly as 21 days, but it all depends on having the items ready, whether the home is ready for inspection. So we can close in 21 days. I've done a closing in 7 days if all the documents are complete, or at least a clear to close.
Wow. Now, is that for refinancing as well?
Yes.
Wow. Okay, handsome Sergio, what's the shortest you've ever done a closing?
Wow, well, I gotta say, the shortest I've ever done a closing, I think it's been with Marichelle. She's great as far as her company. I'm a realtor, and she's my go-to lender. The moment I met her, I knew we were gonna hit it off right away because it just seems like she's a person that really cares. It's a family-owned business, and every single person that we help, because we don't really look at them as clients or customers. They become more like a little bit of family in a way. So the way she treats each one of these people with such passion and such care is what made me really always want to bring all my clients and refer all my business to Marichelle. And it's been great. We've had a great relationship over the years. We've been able to close deals as little as in a month and a half. There's every deal is different, depends on the property that you're looking at. Some properties have issues, repair issues, an oil tank issue we're dealing with right now. So it really depends on the situation and the subject property that we're dealing with. But Marichelle is great at working through the documents, making sure people understand what they need, keeping them informed. It's been a wonderful experience with her. And, I encourage anybody that's thinking about getting a home, first-time home buyer especially, to reach out to her immediately.
How long have you guys worked together?
We're going on about 4 years now. Yeah, since I got my license, I interviewed with many lenders. So the same way when I got with my company, my realty company, I interviewed with a number of them, and I did the same thing when I was looking for my go-to lender. And Marichelle, right off the bat, she was very honest. She explained all the process, the way she deals with each one of her customers. And again, it's just that human touch that she gives to every single file that really made me want to go with her, stick with her, and it's been great for both of us.
Yeah, J.P. Morgan Chase has one piece of their marketing, and I totally agree with, and they say that the right relationship is everything. Yeah. And that is absolutely true, and I could just hear that coming through as you recount the Did you know that Marichelle serves strangers food when they come into?
I'm not surprised.
I just wanted to top your testimonial. I came in. I was referred by good friends who are the Integrated Wellness Center upstairs to introduce myself and what I do on air, and we got to talking, and the conversation was great, and she had this wonderful Portuguese food sitting on the counter, and she says, "Sit down, no, eat."
That's her right there.
And
Absolutely.
So again, how could you not, with a person with that kind of warmth and that kind of family-oriented approach to other people? I could just feel the friendship, and so I can identify with what you're saying, because that was the first time that we met. So if that's the experience of the clients, then it's not a mistake that you and your dad have had a successful business for 29 years. I'm going to go ahead and give you the 30th. I almost gave you 40. I was just going to add on 11 just out of our friendship. But there's a reason for that. They say success leaves footprints. And I'm sure if your dad was sitting here, that he would probably be saying many of the same things that you're saying. One final question as we wrap up our segment together. A friend of mine is a real estate investor. He owns a company called Prosperity Capital, And of course, they do the flip business,
Okay.
so he looks for 1 to 4 family homes and he turns it around. He was saying something about the credit cycle. He thinks we're at the end of the credit cycle. Rates are starting to go up, and it's going to be tougher for people to get mortgages, whether they be personal or commercial. What is he talking about? Educate my audience. What is he talking about?
I do agree with that. The rates are going up, but no matter what, when I started in this business, we were closing loans at rates of 8.5%. And that was a Fannie Mae, Freddie, good credit bar. We've just gotten spoiled that we think that we're entitled to like a 2 or 3% rate. So no matter what, the rates are going to be where they are. It is going to be harder for homeowners to qualify with the monthly payment, but I do believe that people have to live, so they will some way find a way to afford rent or move out of New Jersey because the taxes are high, but they will need a place to stay. Buying a home is better than renting, so it's your home. You have it for 30 years or longer, and you leave a legacy.
That's right.
So you think the rates are going to be going up. So with the 3% world is not going to last forever.
Correct.
So so he was correct about. Okay, Garth, if you're listening, I get it. And so I've been educated by the expert. One final thing, do you guys have any initiatives right now that Citizens Mortgage has? Any special programs that you'd like to share?
Well, we do. Like I said, we have that 1% down that I don't believe a lot of lenders have. We do also have, which I'm pushing this year, a renovation product where you buy a home that maybe it's not the home that you like, but we could finance the improvements or repairs on the house. So that's one thing that's different that a lot of other lenders don't have.
Wow.
That's great.
Well,
That's a great
1% is. There's going to be some phone calls. All right, so I want you to leave your contact information. The website address is
citizensmortgage.com, CITIZENSMTG.com. And my Facebook page is Michelle Alvarez Mortgage Specialist. And our phone number is 201-398-0800.
Thank you so much, Marichelle. Thank you so much, Sergio. Here to support your go-to lender
Absolutely.
and friend. I think we're going to be able to refer many people to the business. We're going to start with the one we talked about, our friend Lenore, the contractor. And as I shared with you before, we have an organization, a very tightly knit organization of business owners, and I would say 90% of them are homeowners. So I'd like you to be their go-to mortgage person as
Great,
well.
thank you.
And I thank you so much for coming. Any last thoughts, Sergio? Any great properties that I'll tell you what my friend the investor was saying. It's so hard to find something at 40 or 50,000 anymore. Do you have any 40, 50,000 homes for them?
I actually do. There's plenty of great deals out there, and if you're looking for that type of home, I would say definitely reach out to Michelle regarding that home improvement program that she has.
That's
because
right.
you can turn around that diamond in the rough, and you can really with that loan you can turn it around and do a flip project and not have to shell out a lot of money. And you also get the concierge service that Michelle's program offers, where they control the renovation from start to finish. They'll go out, find you the contractor, they'll deal with the contractor, they'll negotiate the prices, make sure that the contractor is doing a good job and he has actually done the work. So all that stress is out the window.
I am going to hook you up with Prosperity Capital and
please.
also
Bring them.
another investor, because Courtney was saying to me the other day that it was so easy 2 years ago to find something that he could buy for $50,000, put $25,000 in it, and sell for $150,000. But it's harder and harder.
Right.
He was doing most of his work in Jersey City, but he said properties are becoming very expensive to buy in Jersey City now.
But they're out there. They're still out there. You will find that diamond in the rough if you search hard enough. So they're definitely encourage them to reach out to us, and we'll definitely be able to help them.
Well, I am so grateful that right there in Elmwood Park, I found my diamond in the rough where mortgages are concerned, and now a realtor. We are so happy to have you as part of the Matthews Broadcast family this evening. We are going to go to a break, but before we do, I just want to pay some bills and ask you, our community, to support those that support us. We begin, as always, by asking you and letting you know that if you're serious about growing your clientele today, accept no substitutes. Join UBA. The Urban Business Association is an organization dedicated to circulating word-of-mouth business referrals to its members so that they can grow each other's business together. You can reach Jerry Moultrie or Keith Broadway at 908-259-5012, 908-259-5012. Our restaurateur is in the house this evening with us. We're going to be talking to him on the second segment. This is Mr. G, Russell Grady. Mr. G's Restaurant, where good friends meet, greet, and eat. They're at 455 East 18th Street in Patterson. And you can reach them for 973-782-4020. The Patterson IHOP, service and taste that makes your jaw drop, owned by Miss Adina Bayo and also Mr. Joseph Knight. You can reach them at 973-925-4700. Alpha Digital Imaging, for images that last a lifetime. Our image doctor, Cornelius Hill, who's always here with us in studio. You can reach Cornelius at 973-818-3020. And so these are many of the merchants and business owners who support the Matthews Broadcast, and we ask that you support them. We're going to a commercial break. We will be right back here. Great segment with Citizens Mortgage and Berkshire Hathaway Real Estate, Sergio, as well as my good friend Marichelle Alvarez. Again, Mr. Alvarez, I think your daughter did great. And we're going to be following up with her on that 1% loan. I know my good friend Garth Narr and also my good friend Courtney Brower are listening. These are real estate investors who had given me a couple of questions to ask Marichelle. One, whether there are 50,000 or less properties out there that they could still buy in this environment. And two, where the interest rates are going. So get connected with Marichelle. She's a wealth of information. And her dad is still very much involved in the business and does come here from Hawaii from time to time to make sure everything is going well. Now, having said that, we're going to get down to some serious business now. Many of you in the Matthews Broadcast audience knows that my friend, my mentor, my role model in business, my very, very, very good friend, Russell Grady, is been going through a process of demanding justice at New Jersey Transit Corporation for a wrong that was done him more than 13 years ago. You've seen it on Facebook, you've seen it in the Associated Press, you've seen it on News 12 New Jersey, you have even seen it on Fox News. Thank you, Sylvie Marcellus, you're a wonderful lady. Even on Fox News, you have seen this story. Well, tomorrow at 9:15, we are going to be speaking to the Board of Trustees, Board of Directors at New Jersey Transit for the fourth time. And we're going to be putting forward to them one simple case. No more excuses about information. No more excuses about lost documents. No more excuses about waiting for someone else whose responsibility it was to step forward. It is time for the executive director and that board to make a decision to right a wrong that is 13 years old. And we will settle for nothing less than to have justice provided to Mr. G.
That's right.
So we are letting you know on this update that there will be transportation provided to 1 Penn Plaza East tomorrow morning at 8:30 to arrive in Newark at New Jersey Transit headquarters approximately 9:30. We will have friends, family, business associates, elected officials present speaking on behalf of Mr. G, and all of us will be reading from the same playbook. Settle this matter. Provide justice. The community and the public as large is demanding it, And so, New Jersey Transit, we are demanding it from you. So it's time that you act. We have Mr. G in studio with us tonight. He thought that it appropriate that that he allow us to share any thoughts that he has as we go tomorrow to New Jersey Transit headquarters. Welcome, Mr. G. And I just want to ask you directly, for all of those who are concerned about where we are in the process, what you would like them to do and what you would like them to bear in mind as we head to Newark tomorrow to make sure that you get the justice that you deserve.
First of all, Mr. Matthews, I would like to thank all of my supporters who have been there for me in this situation. New Jersey Transit has asked for documents, and they have launched an investigation to try to find out what did happen in 2004. I'm sure they have all the records, they have all the information, and it's time to make a decision.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
I've suffered years and years from a bad decision, an unjust decision that was made by New Jersey Transit.
That's right.
From the way they have treated me, I'm sure they wouldn't have treated anybody else like that of another race.
That's right.
And that's wrong. That's injustice.
Absolutely.
And all I'm asking for is justice.
Absolutely.
I'm sure when they investigated and looked at the records, I'm aware that the director and the board members that's there now wasn't there then. But I'm sure as they look back and see when they investigated what their colleagues had years before done and how unjust it was, that they had to be in awe in terms of what they did, decisions that they made. There isn't any citizen of this country should work as hard and be as dedicated to their business and to their family and to their employees as I was, and end up having to fight for justice. They gave me 20 years. They said spend over $1 million in our property, and we'll give you 20 years to recoup your investment and hopefully make a profit. After 7 years, they changed their mind because they had been working previous to that for me not to be there, and they pulled all kind of tricks. But somehow God gave me strength to get over those hurdles.
That's right. God is
And He
able.
brought me to a point where they connived and got help from someplace else to kick me out of my business after being there 7 years when I was supposed to be there 20 years. That was wrong.
That's
Absolutely.
wrong.
Damage, tremendous damage to myself, to my family, to my business, to my employees. And all we're asking now is for justice. And I'm sure if they investigate and see what happened, they know they was wrong, and we're asking for justice at this point.
Well, we will be standing with you. We will be speaking on your behalf. And we ask all those in the Matthews broadcast audience to call New Jersey Transit headquarters. The executive director is Mr. Steven Santoro, and his office could be reached at 973-491-7855. 973-491-7855. Simply call Mr. Santoro's office and ask that justice be provided, Mr. G, now. I don't know how many of us in this audience could have withstood the loss of more than $1.8 million and not just go out of business, but go out of your mind. This has been
That's right.
an enormously painful process that's exacted much spiritually, mentally, and physically from Mr. G, but he has stood strong, and we love him for that, and we're proud of him for that. There are many thanks that I could give to those who have indicated that will be with us, and for anyone whose name I don't mention, don't feel offended. We want to see you there, but we want to thank Reverend Barry Graham of Canaan Baptist Church that will be with us. We want to thank Councilman Andre Saya, of the 6th Ward of Patterson that will be with us. We want to thank Councilman at Large Alex Mendez that will be there with us. We want to thank Apostle Lelisa Mims that will be there with us. We want to thank Mr. John Harris that will be there with us. We want to thank the NAACP president of Passaic branch, Jeffrey Dye, that will be there with us. And we want to thank Mr. Ernest Rucker of Save the Village of Patterson that will be there with us. And I could continue, but these are just a few of the people who are taking their own time to stand with this giant in our community who has led the way and showed us what it is to be a successful person in business who just happens to be an African American. If he were not an African American, it would change nothing. He has done everything according to the book, paid the taxes, made the investment, improved New Jersey Transit space, and represented New Jersey Transit and himself and his family exceedingly well. And now we demand justice for him. So tomorrow, all roads lead to New Jersey Transit headquarters at 1 Penn Plaza East, that's Raymond Boulevard in Newark. On the 9th floor, they will be expecting us. All major media, including ABC, CBS, NBC, and Fox will be there, and we look forward to seeing you there. Pray for us. Pray for Mr. G. Help us to hold his hands up. We are going to win this, and there's nothing that they can do about it because, as Dr. King said, the arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends towards righteousness, and righteousness will be done. And so we want to thank you, Mr. G, for being here with us tonight. We love you. We're all going to be there with you, and we're going to come home celebrating tomorrow.
I thank you so much for having me here. And again, I want to thank all my supporters for how they have supported me. And this is just, it's bigger than I am. This is something that should not happen to anybody. I don't care who they are. So what we're going to do is we're going to win this, and we're going to demand that New Jersey Transit change its way of doing business. And hopefully they'll be more just in making their decisions.
And Mr. G, thanks for standing up. Thanks for being a wonderful role model, a tremendous role model for us in our community. Thanks for being a great father, a fantastic citizen, a person that loves the Lord. Thank you for not giving up. Thank you for holding on to your integrity, holding on to your health, holding on to your love of people. God be with you. God's grace is upon you. His favor is with you, and it's going to work out.
Thank you so much. That means so much to me.
We love you.
All right, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Remember, there's two people in the world, dreamers like you and dream killers. As we always do, remind you, embrace the first, run like heck from the second. And say a prayer for Russell Grady tonight. We're going to win this.
That's right.
Good night, y'all.
Good night.
God bless. Thank you for tuning in to the Matthews broadcast, streaming worldwide at gemsradio.net. and locally at 91.7 FM. Watch us on Facebook Live at gemsradio.net. Join us Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday evenings at 7 p.m. for empowerment broadcasting that roars because our only business is growing yours.